Ladies and gentlemen, let's be clear about one thing. Being a wise woman isn't simply about how many degrees you have or how flawlessly you seem to manage everything in life. It goes far beyond that. It's about something much more profound. It's about how you show up for yourself, the way you think, the choices you make, and the life you create that fills you with pride. Today, I want to talk about 7 essential principles that truly represent smart women. These principles aren't just about getting by in life. They are about flourishing. They help you build confidence, earn respect, and craft a life that you can truly call your own. The first thing you need to understand is that confidence is key. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you are born with. It's something you create each time you stand up for yourself, every time you take action even when you're scared, and every time you trust yourself to face whatever comes your way. Each of these moments makes your confidence stronger. The smartest women aren't the ones who never doubt. They're the ones who refuse to let doubt stop them. The second principle is clarity. The smartest women are great at staying calm and composed, particularly when emotions or impulses may try to take control. Instead of reacting immediately, they pause, think, and respond with clarity, not chaos. They trust their instincts and act in accordance with them. This ability is what makes them stronger and wiser. It's because of this that they earn respect wherever they go. The third principle, which far too many women neglect, is financial independence. If you want genuine freedom, you must take control of your finances. It's not about being extremely wealthy, but about knowing where your money goes, how you're saving it, and how you're investing it. A smart woman doesn't depend on others for her financial security. She takes charge of her future because she understands that relying on someone else financially limits her options. Now, let's talk about setting and upholding boundaries. Something that can change your life completely. A smart woman is not a people pleaser. She doesn't say yes to everything, nor does she let toxic people drain her energy. She doesn't allow anyone to take advantage of her kindness. She knows her value and is not afraid to say no when something doesn't match her values or well-being. The moment you stop letting others cross your boundaries, you step into your power in a way that transforms everything. Finally, the wisest women never stop learning. The world is always changing, and if you're not learning, you're falling behind. A smart woman reads, listens, asks questions, and remains open to new ideas. She doesn't allow her ego or pride to block her growth. She adapts, adjusts, and constantly works on becoming the best version of herself. So let's get to the core of it. Being a smart woman is not about knowing everything. It's about choosing to build your confidence, mastering your emotions, taking charge of your finances, setting boundaries, and committing to lifelong learning. It's about believing in your ability and knowing you deserve the life you want. The choice is yours. Are you ready to become the smartest, strongest, and most unstoppable version of yourself? Because I promise you, she's already inside of you. It's time to set her free. Confidence isn't about always feeling certain about yourself. It's about deciding that no matter what happens, you'll figure things out. The smartest women don't wait for the right moment to feel ready. They take action first, and confidence follows. Each time you take a step forward, despite feeling uncertain or scared, you prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. That's how confidence is built. Think about it. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Maybe you spoke up in a meeting, went somewhere alone, or made a tough decision. In that moment, you probably felt nervous, maybe even unprepared. But you did it anyway, and guess what? You survived. Things may not have been perfect, but what you gained was worth more than perfection. You gained the confidence that you can face difficult things. Confidence is not a personality trait, it's a skill. And like any skill, it needs to be practiced. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that confidence comes after success. That's not how it works. confidence comes from taking action, by showing up for yourself, by pushing through limits you once thought were impossible to overcome. If you want to feel more confident, start by taking small risks every day. Your brain is wired to protect you. It doesn't care about your dreams or potential. It just wants to shield you from discomfort. So when you step out of your comfort zone, your mind fills with doubt. What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? What if I'm not good enough? But here's what smart women understand. Those thoughts aren't facts. They're simply fear trying to hold you back. So what do? You push through that fear with action. You take the first step. And when doubt tries to stop you, you remind yourself, I don't need to feel ready, I just need to begin. This is where confidence and courage go hand in hand. Confidence doesn't come first, courage does. Confidence is the result of taking bold steps. Let's talk about failure, because it's one of the biggest obstacles to confidence for many women. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that failure is something to be ashamed of, that if we don't succeed right away, we're not good enough. But the wisest women think differently. They know that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every mistake, every setback, every rejection, it's all valuable feedback. Think about the most confident woman you know. She wasn't born with confidence. She has faced setbacks, confronted challenges, and doubted herself. But she didn't give up. She kept going. She kept pushing, and with each challenge she overcame, she grew stronger. That's true confidence. It's not about being fearless. It's about refusing to let fear control you. So how do you build this kind of confidence? You practice it every day. You speak up even when your voice shakes. You make decisions without over-explaining yourself. You take up space without apologizing. And most importantly, you stop waiting for permission. Confident women don't need anyone's approval to go after what they want. They trust themselves enough to take action. Another crucial aspect of confidence is stopping the comparison game. The moment you start measuring your worth against someone else's life, you give away your power. Smart women know that confidence comes from within, not from social media, not from other people's approval, and not from being better than someone else. It comes from recognizing that you are enough just as you are. Confidence isn't about always feeling amazing about yourself. It's about showing up, taking action, and proving to yourself that you're capable, even when you have doubts. Because every time you do something you once thought was impossible, you grow stronger. The stronger you become, the less fear holds you back. That's when you step into your full potential and start living life on your terms. That's when you become unstoppable. Smart women know that boundaries are not obstacles. They are guidelines for how they expect to be treated. They don't set boundaries to shut people out. They set them to protect their peace, time, and energy. Too often, women are taught to be people pleasers, to say yes when they really mean no, to avoid confrontation, and to prioritize others' needs over their own. But the truth is, if you don't set your own boundaries, others will set them for you. And that's when you become drained, resentful, and overwhelmed. Boundaries are about respect. First and foremost, respect for yourself. If you don't honor your own limits, you can't expect others to. Many women feel guilty about setting boundaries because they fear appearing selfish. But smart women understand that boundaries are a form of self-care. They are a declaration of confidence. They say to the world, this is what I accept, and this is what I won't tolerate. So how do you set boundaries? First, become clear about what your limits are. What drains your energy? What makes you feel disrespected? What are you tolerating that you shouldn't? If something makes you feel uneasy, exhausted, or unappreciated, it's a sign that it's time for a boundary. The next step is to communicate those boundaries clearly and confidently. Wise women don't over-explain or apologize unnecessarily. They simply say, I can't do that, or that doesn't work for me, or I need some time for myself. That's it. No long excuses, no guilt-ridden justifications. Just a straightforward and firm statement. The hardest part about setting boundaries isn't expressing them. It's enforcing them. Here's what will happen. People who took advantage of your lack of boundaries won't be happy when you start establishing them. They may try to guilt trip you, push back, or make you feel bad. But that's exactly why you should stand firm. It's proof that you're doing what's necessary. A wise woman understands that boundaries are not about controlling others. They are about managing herself. She sets a boundary and takes action if it's violated. If someone repeatedly ignores your boundaries, you limit their access to you. Let's talk about guilt, because it's often the greatest obstacle to setting boundaries. When you're used to putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own, it can feel wrong to choose yourself. You may feel like you're being unkind or selfish, but remember, your needs matter. Your time matters. Your peace matters. Anyone who truly cares for you will respect the boundaries you create. When you begin to set boundaries, your confidence will grow. You'll stop feeling like a victim of other people's expectations, and you'll start taking charge of your life. You'll feel lighter, freer, and most importantly, you'll start attracting people who respect you for who you truly are. In the end, boundaries teach others how to treat you. They send the message, I matter. My needs are important. I will not accept less than I deserve. Wise women don't wait for permission to set boundaries. They know that protecting their energy is not a choice. It's essential. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. Wise women understand that confidence isn't about how you look or speak. It's about how you carry yourself, how you trust yourself, and how you exist in the world unapologetically. The reality is, confidence isn't a feeling, it's a decision. It's choosing every single day to believe that you are worthy, capable, and enough, even when you don't feel it. One of the biggest mistakes women make is waiting for confidence to appear before they take action. They think, I'll speak up when I feel more prepared, or I'll go after that opportunity when I feel ready. But here's what wise women understand. Confidence doesn't come first, action does. You build confidence by doing what scares you repeatedly until it no longer does. Every time you show up, even when you're uncertain, even when your voice shakes, you prove to yourself that you are capable. That's how confidence is developed. But let's address the biggest confidence killer, self-doubt. That voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, or you'll fail if you try. Self-doubt is a liar, and the only way to silence it is to stop listening and start acting in spite of it. When that voice says, you can't do this, you respond with, watch me. When it says, what if you fail, you say, then I'll learn and try again. Confidence also comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you're going to do something and actually follow through, you build trust in yourself. When you set a goal and take even the smallest step toward it, you prove to yourself that you can be relied on. The most assured women don't just talk about what they plan to do. They actually get it done. They don't wait for motivation to kick in, nor do they wait for anyone to tell them they're ready. They certainly don't wait for approval from others. Instead, they act. And by acting, they build the confidence they once thought they needed to start. One crucial element of confidence is that they stop looking for validation from others. As soon as you look for approval, you give up your power. Confidence is about knowing your own value, not because someone else tells you, but because you've decided it for yourself. When you stop needing everyone's approval, when you stop trying to prove yourself to those around you, you set yourself free. Confidence isn't about being liked. It's about being respected. And respect begins with how you treat yourself. This involves speaking up when something doesn't sit right with you. It means saying no to things that go against your values. It means walking away from situations and people who make you feel small. And most importantly, it means embracing who you are, imperfections and all, without apologies. Confident women don't shrink to make others feel at ease. They don't tone down their brilliance so that others can shine brighter. They take up space, they use their voices, and they know that their worth is not up for discussion. Now let's focus on body language. Confidence isn't just a mindset, it's reflected in how you hold yourself. When you enter a room, how you carry yourself speaks before you even open your mouth. Shoulders back, chin high, steady eye contact. You don't need to feel confident to appear confident. When you look confident, you begin to feel it. Studies show that how you present yourself can directly affect how you perceive yourself. If you want to feel stronger, start by behaving as if you already are. Here's the final point. Confident women know that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. Every confident person you admire has failed many times. The difference is that they don't let failure define them. They don't let it convince them they're not enough. Instead, they view it as evidence that they're trying, learning, and growing. At the end of the day, confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. It's not about being fearless, but about taking action despite fear. When you commit to that, when you stop letting doubt control you, when you show up as the woman you want to be every single day, that's when everything changes. Boundaries aren't about keeping people away. They're about safeguarding your energy, time, and well-being. Wise women understand that saying yes to everyone and everything leads straight to exhaustion and resentment. They know that boundaries aren't selfish. They are essential. They are a form of self-respect, and when you set them, you teach others how to treat you. The challenge, however, is that many women have been conditioned to believe that setting boundaries makes them difficult, unkind, or unlikable. We've been taught to be agreeable, to accommodate, and to prioritize others over ourselves. As a result, we end up depleted, overburdened, and frustrated, simply because we fear disappointing others. But here's the reality. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, you're saying no to your own need. You're saying no to your peace, no to the things that truly matter to you, and that's not strength. It's self-neglect. Wise women realize that setting boundaries isn't about controlling others. It's about taking control of their own lives and holding themselves responsible for honoring those choices. If something makes you uncomfortable, drains you, or goes against your values, you have every right to set a limit. And the best part, you don't owe anyone a lengthy explanation. No is enough. The first step in setting boundaries is recognizing where they are necessary. Pay attention to areas in your life where you feel resentment, frustration, or exhaustion. These feelings are signals. They're telling you that something isn't right and needs to change. Maybe it's a friend who takes but never gives. Maybe it's a family member who invades your privacy. Maybe it's a work obligation that's consuming your time. Whatever it is, acknowledge it. Because once you recognize it for what it is, you can begin to make a change. The next step is communication. People can't respect boundaries they don't know about. Wise women don't expect others to automatically understand what they need. They express their needs clearly, and they do it with confidence, not anger or guilt, but with certainty and firmness. They don't say, "I'm really sorry, but I just can't." Instead, they say, "I need time for myself," and they stand by it. When you set a boundary hesitantly, you leave room for negotiation. When you establish it with confidence, you make it clear that it's not up for discussion. Now, let's be honest. Some people won't like your boundaries, and that's okay. The people who truly respect and care for you will accept them. The ones who get upset, those are the people who gained from you having no boundaries, and that's not your responsibility to fix. Your role isn't to manage how others react. It's to protect your peace. Here's where most people struggle: enforcing the boundary. Setting a boundary is one thing, but sticking to it when people challenge it, that's another level, and they will challenge it. The moment you start saying no, the moment you begin prioritizing yourself, some people will resist. They'll try to guilt trip you. They'll attempt to make you feel bad. They'll try to persuade you to go back to your old ways. This is where you have a choice. You can either stand firm or give in. Strong women stand firm. They don't bend just to make someone else feel at ease. They know that every time they allow someone to cross a boundary, they teach them that it's acceptable, and that's no longer an option. One of the most powerful things a woman can do is stand strong in her boundaries without apology, because boundaries represent self-worth. They say, I respect myself enough not to let this happen. They say, I value my energy enough not to tolerate this. They say, I love myself enough to prioritize myself. And when you adopt that level of self-respect, you motivate other women to do the same. Ultimately, boundaries aren't about keeping people away. They're about protecting what matters most: your time, your energy, your mental health, and your peace. Once you master this, the moment you start enforcing your boundaries with confidence and without guilt, you'll notice a change. You'll feel lighter, stronger, and more in control. You won't feel drained. You won't feel like your life is being dictated by what others expect of you. The truth is, the most successful and content women aren't the ones who do everything for everyone. They're the ones who understand their limits, protect their peace, and refuse to compromise themselves just to keep others happy. If you want to become that version of yourself, it starts with one thing: setting boundaries and never apologizing for them. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. It's a muscle that strengthens the more you use it. Smart women realize that confidence is not about knowing everything or never feeling uncertain. It's about taking action despite uncertainty. It's about showing up even when you don't feel prepared. The truth is, no one ever feels 100% ready. If you wait for confidence before taking action, you'll be waiting forever. Confidence comes from doing. It comes from taking risks. It comes from proving to yourself that you are capable. Most people believe confidence means being fearless. It doesn't. It means being willing to fail, willing to look silly, willing to make mistakes. Every successful, powerful woman you admire has felt fear, has doubted herself, has struggled with imposter syndrome. The difference is, she didn't let those feelings stop her. She took action anyway. She stepped into the room. She spoke up. She made the choice. Confidence is built in those small moments when you choose courage over comfort. One of the biggest confidence destroyers is overthinking. Smart women understand that overthinking is just another form of self-doubt. It's a trap that keeps you stuck. You analyze every possible outcome, worry about what others might think, and convince yourself that you're not good enough. The longer you stay in that space, the harder it becomes to take action. The best way to stop overthinking is to make a decision and act. Take action before your mind can talk you out of it. The more you do this, the more you train yourself to trust your instincts, and that's where confidence grows, from self-trust. How you carry yourself has a profound impact on your confidence. Your body language sends a message not just to others, but to yourself. If you walk into a room with slouched shoulders, avoiding eye contact, and speaking softly, you're telling yourself that you don't belong. But if you stand tall, make eye contact, and speak clearly, you will immediately feel more empowered. Research shows that adopting confident body language, such as standing with shoulders back or using open gestures, can actually change your brain chemistry, making you feel more in control. Smart women leverage this to their advantage. They don't just think confidence, they embody it. Another important aspect of building confidence is self-talk. Your mind believes what you tell it, especially when you say it repeatedly. If you're constantly saying, "I'm not good enough," "I can't do this," or "I always mess up," your brain will find proof to support those thoughts. But if you start telling yourself, "I am capable," "I will figure this out," and "I belong here," your mind will start to accept that as truth. Smart women are mindful of their inner dialogue. They don't let negative self-talk take over. When a doubtful thought surfaces, they challenge it and replace it with a stronger belief. They understand that the most important conversation they'll ever have is the one they have with themselves. Failure is not the opposite of confidence, it's part of the journey. Every mistake, every rejection, every setback is a lesson. Smart women don't view failure as a reason to quit. They see it as valuable feedback. They analyze what went wrong, adjust, and try again. The most confident women aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who refuse to let failure define them. They don't dwell on their mistakes. They learn from them. They understand that confidence isn't built by avoiding failure. It's built by pushing through it. Confidence is also about who you surround yourself with. If you spend time around people who constantly doubt you, put you down, or fail to believe in your potential, their negativity will infiltrate your mindset. Smart women are intentional about who they allow into their lives. They surround themselves with people who challenge them, uplift them, and see their potential, even when they don't see it themselves. They don't waste energy trying to prove their worth to those who don't support them. Instead, they invest in relationships that enhance their confidence, not drain it. At the end of the day, confidence is a choice. It's not about waiting until you feel ready, waiting until you feel fearless, or waiting for someone to validate you. It's about deciding that you are enough, that you are worthy, and that you are capable. The most intelligent women understand that confidence isn't something handed to you. It's something you claim, and once you claim it, everything changes.